everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Play Slay the Spire. We got bodied last time. Hey man, you know what they say? S happens. Where S means something bad sometimes. I'll take 21 damage for a rare relic. I'll take 21 damage for a rare relic. Now please just give me a campfire pre-elite. Okay, so I think that's my line right there. We're not low on HP. Dude, straight up, this is so nice because you just immediately want to... Okay, it's fine. You want to minimize the time it takes for you to get to eruption, is what I was gonna say. So I think you erupt, and then I think you go like this, and yes, you take 2 damage, but next turn we likely kill you. You take 2 damage, but next turn we likely kill you. You take 6 damage, but next turn you're getting yeeted into the stratosphere. You take 3 damage, after which point you got no hope, brother. You got absolutely... You take 9 damage, but that's the end of it. That was the most cursed draw I've had against this guy in 100 years. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of halt, actually. And then... I mean, that was just relatively bad luck, to be honest. I actually really like getting an early dramatic entrance in the hopes of... And I do like Cut Through Fate as well, don't get me wrong. But I like the idea of a dramatic entrance in the hopes of using Gambling Chip. Sure, why not? To really raise our odds of getting Eruption on turn 1. It's a little spiced, but let's try it. So the idea would be you'd get Eruption, 9 damage. $12 damage. 24 damage. Okay, so the plan is sort of working. Honestly, dude, I still really like Crush Joints. I entertain the idea of another halt as well, don't get me wrong. So we just want to lose all defense here. Absolutely. This is still pretty terrible, honestly. I don't want to be too negative, but it's like, it's not really particularly strong, but that's okay. We should have you next turn regardless. I'm feeling way better about it now than I was mere moments ago, for sure. I do like Sash Whip as well. Man, that's a lot of combat early on, huh? So, let's dump both defense, and we don't get Eruption, but that's okay. I think we have to try some extra block here. Enter Divinity. Die next turn. You know what? Never tell me the freaking odds, dude. I can live with that. Think that went way better than expected. Honestly, toss me a Bowling Bash. Consecrate, also high on the list. Okay, we're going to rest. And then this is where we can start to pop a little bit. This guy, we got to get into that Eruption state early. I think this is an adequate start. Kind of screwed this one up, but we definitely need you to be vulnerable. Could have done that differently to make sure we got double damage on the vulnerability, but whatever. You're dead, brother. Easy enough. Stone Calendar, also very nice. Honestly, I think I want more abilities to enter Wrath early. And I'm going to be very aggressive on this one. The only question is we might stall to try to get Stone Calendar to actually body you. Because we do get to retain. Or would we rather wake you up here? I think it's tough, but I think we benefit from stalling and then trying to make Stone Calendar work. But like this turn is so good. And I definitely, I mean, I kind of just like Stance Potion, but are we gonna... I think I can try it. Hit me with the Stance Potion. Enter Calm. Exit Calm. Erupt, Miracle, Crush Joints, Sash Whip, Strike. I don't know if we're gonna kill you next turn, but it feels like there should be a chance on the draw at least. 16, 12, 14. Easy. Didn't even have to worry about it. Not at all. Was not concerned. Honestly, yeah. I think I can live with prayer on this one. I think this is one where we actually dump the strikes. We gotta think. Okay. I think we go like this. Trust me when I say that I'm not an enormous fan of taking 3 damage for nothing. But, you ever hear the expression, you gotta do what you gotta do? Eruption? No. Just, I'm crunching the number. Pardon me. I'm crunching the numbers. We only have 3 attacks. If they're doubled, could we even get there? 12, 18, 14. We could literally get there. So we have to be able to play Crescendo, Eruption, Strike, Bowling Bash, which requires 5 energy. But we can't play 5 energy even if we exit stance here. We just can't afford 5 energy is what I mean. So I think we have to stall. Keeping in mind, we might take a different approach were it not for the fact that we're fighting another elite next and maybe another elite after that. So I think definitely we need more mantra gainers if we're going to pursue, like, you know, prayer as an actual option here. Eruption early is very important, I think. So even if we take 20 damage here, it's totally fine. I would rather overkill you severely, just to make sure that we don't get any dazes added to our deck. It seems like a sensible time to back out, unfortunately. We will try to get back to it. Crescendo's like a free energy storage for us, which is obviously pretty nice. I think you definitely just pop it immediately. That was very easy. Gremlin Horn seems nice. Honestly, Conclude seems really nice too. We've got some really, really solid AoE dealers here. It's a little spiced. I'm not going to deny the spicedness here. I think we got to start upgrading these. Sorry, I'm leaning away from the camera frame as well. But I think we gotta go on this guy. And, you know, we gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. It's from a classic, I think you saved it, television ad in Canada that I do not recall whatsoever. Except for the song. But can you blame me? 26 damage is what we require to kill you. It has been done. We took no damage. This is amazing to me. Scrying giving you block is really good. But it's not really like... It doesn't appeal to me that much right now. Having the ability to, you know, put up a little bit of block appeals to me more. So we don't have, and I know that sounds lame, but really, you know, this is kind of the ideal circumstance for that. Because we're low on blocks. Anyway. How do we kill this guy? Because this is the most important part. I think we just kill him. I know it sounds like very simplistic, but I don't think we have to worry too much. I think we just have better cards. I don't think there's much he can really do to stop us, I guess is the way I would describe this. Just play it cool. We have only done 33 damage. This is kind of where Stone Calendar finally gets to, you know, rear its head a little bit. We could enter Divinity. honestly, like, it feels like we should. I mean, that's 21 damage, then 18 damage. We end up taking a surprisingly little amount of damage in the process. So I think just to get the damage done there was worth it. You're doing 20. I still think, I know a halt is poor value here, but it is also free. So I think you play it like that, and we're saving the crescendo to maybe spare us like the worst turn possible. So definitely start there. I think you well, I mean, you might as well draw, I suppose. Then we'll pull out crescendo. You only get to use it once, so you gotta be real cautious about it. Sash Whip at least gives us 2 turns of weakness out of you. You're only doing 15 damage. Very acceptable amount, and there's exactly what we've been waiting for, Stone Calendar. Might as well get the block on the high side here. So this was totally fine. Draw some attacks, please. Thank you. This was totally fine, but we could definitely... The big thing here is we need more energy. I gotta be honest, this is very good, but double prayer, cycling through our deck ASAP, also interests me a great deal. So not being able to see enemy intents is always very dangerous. I think I'm gonna be a big baby, and I'm gonna take Black Star. You know why I don't take Snecko Eye? First off, I love getting it super early, if possible. Getting it a little later, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's not as tempting, I think. We're gonna take this path with some optional elites. I almost find that it makes the run a little bit too easy, to be honest. That's my honest appraisal of Snecko Eye, is that, you know, I'm not above taking any advantage that I can get my hands on. But I'd rather, you know, I feel like we would lose something in the learning of the cards, if that makes sense. So I think you definitely do still want this. I think you just go straight for that right there. We're taking more damage than I'd like here. We need, oh, we need a lot. Let's just call it like we see it. This run has, it definitely has some issues. 9 damage. I would love to play Conclude, but one of those issues is we don't have an engine for miracles besides Pray and Prostrate, which is fine, but it's like, it's not that good. We'd like the power that makes it more possible. We definitely also need some real defense. I will bet on the under. We lost the bet, which is not surprising. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Keep Protect on turn 1. Okay, so it's an easy turn. You play Protect, you play this, you play Prayer, you might as well halt. We'd really like more Prayer as soon as possible. Decent chance we can exit Stance next turn, so felt like that was the right turn to get you hopefully within striking distance, especially because you're not attacking regardless, so you will die. I think we need more of that. Honestly, this floor is kind of a... I wish this had Retain. We kind of screwed ourselves with that, honestly. I think, I don't know. I think you take the simple method there. I think we kind of screwed ourselves with Dramatic Entrance, but it could definitely become very good for us still. 9 block. I think you just go like this. We have a run that as of right now is kind of it's muddled. It's muddled between 2 different things that we want to get done. Notice I didn't say archetype. I'm working on it. Sure, I think we should have just done this to begin with, but... One of the things we want to do is kill enemies as quickly as possible. The other thing we want to do is stall until we get Divinity. And don't get me wrong. Divinity is slapping pretty hard. I think it's working out very nicely. But we got to figure out... We got to figure out how we're going to get there. Maybe a little bit more consistently. Just looking at the pathing. I don't mind this. I still don't mind this. Protect is just good enough turn 1. We don't need anything else. I mean, Crescendo changes the game, obviously, but... I think that this is meant to be... much better. This is kind of meant to be... the hard turn for us. This is meant to be the hard floor, I should say. We didn't get an energy relic. We're willingly choosing to fight many elites. You have to die. So I think we don't actually play Eruption. As weird as it looks, well, we'll see what we draw. But I think we just get ourselves close enough. Yeah, I was going to say, because we have another Prostrate coming. I think we get ourselves close enough that we don't need to play it. And instead, we just play like that. We save the Crescendo just in case, but the idea was we're pretty much guaranteed to get Divinity here. Now that Divinity is sadly not going to protect us from all the evils of the game, but anyway, to finish what I was saying earlier, all I'm trying to suggest is that essentially this run, this is the linchpin floor. I definitely think Devotion was exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so I would probably still rest just to stay, you know, ahead of the curve here. I would definitely upgrade all strikes and defense. And then we can choose how many elites we want to fight. This is also kind of just a decent stall fight for us. Like, I don't mind popping this. And then we, you know, that's fine. That's fine. We can weaken you. 25, you're doing 30. Sounds good to me. I'd like to kill you, but we can also stall until Stone Calendar works. Although our defense is maybe not strong enough to make that super likely. It's a rough one, right? Yeah, I mean, that's just not a nice turn, but I think you have to think about the long term there. You don't really want to exit stance, but for a while there, at least, we didn't have too many other options. But we started to get other options, which is beautiful. So that, this sorted me right out. We got there. Bag of marbles and tiny chest. We have kind of an overfull deck right now. Vira's nice too. Here's my philosophy. I think we should fight this elite. And if we don't make it, so be it. If we do make it, we're pivoting. We're getting the heck out of town. We don't want to see empty body. An upgraded strike, we can make it work. Okay, so this is... We like it. That'll kill everybody. We like it. Get them. In my defense, it's not like the card is called Conclude. It's not like it has written on the card the exact thing that it's gonna do when you use it or anything. Haha. No haha. I think we have to slow play. I don't think I have it in my heart to slow play. We're not gonna slow play. We're gremlin horning. Now I wish we'd slow played. honestly just retain all the defense. Because we lost our only way to exit the stance. But thank you for not hitting me on this turn. I'm grateful. I'm very appreciative of this fact. We'll enter Divinity next turn. So I think we should just try to get you as close to death as is humanly possible. We gotta do 55 damage with weakness. I'm sure you've noticed the same thing I've noticed, which is we're very light on attacks here, so there's only one thing we can do. Kill enemies, draw better attacks. Works like a charm. Worked like a freaking charm, dude. Might as well enter Calm. That's very upsetting, because you're probably going to choose to attack like crazy next turn, while being 12 strength up. Wow, that's a horrendous way for this to go. But you're only doing 54 damage. And so I think you certainly crescendo. This only does 15 damage. That's a real issue, brother. I don't even want to know. I'm pretty sure we're living, but maybe not that well. Okay. Pray. Hit him. Hit him. That's what it should have been like 2 turns ago. But it started to fall apart. But I still feel like you got to lean on that leverage right now while you got the chance. We got 2 healing-related options, which is super nice. And honestly, I think we need draw. So I'm very happy to see that. And you're going to think, my man, you've lost your mind. You've absolutely lost it. But send them, dude. I'm ready. We're going deep on this one. I think we don't care about prostrate. We could go for some serious damage on this one. We drew it again, which is really actually quite humorous. But you crescendo for sure. I think you duplicate dramatic entrance. And then you got Gremlin Horn, so this is where things start to get crazy. That's so good. Thank you. You've done me an incredible service. Ice this fool. Exit your stance. Should have played it for Divinity, but honestly, just like the greatest draw mankind could ever conceive of. So we've done our part on this floor. Our part is just finding relics, and, you know, we got there. Worship, honestly, like, we have so many divinity enablers, I'm almost worried it's too much, but don't give me pray, prostrate. Let's just, as much damage as possible, turn 1. It is what it is. Theoretically, we could get triple damage next turn. Well, I think we should definitely try to draw 2. I think you just go with that. Hold this miracle. Fairly likely to get it this turn. Still didn't, but that's okay. Honestly, I think you crescendo so you can halt and empty body. And then just stall a little bit more. Very likely we get it this turn. Okay, we did. Might as well crush joints first. Yeah, see? I had the math all plotted out. Nothing to worry about. I think we could make use of a Wreath of Flame. So we can actually smith, which is amazing to me. And I think we want... I mean, I don't think we struggle that much to gain mantra, honestly. So I'm kind of like, I don't know... Cheaper Eruption, or like dramatic entrance being better once doesn't matter that much to me. I'm gonna go with the cheaper Eruption just in case we don't get an energy relic here. We gotta survive this guy in the first place, which is its own miniature crisis. We don't really need to conclude early. In fact, on turn 1, I'm kind of like, just give me as much mantra as possible. I can live with that. I can live with that. I don't think this is going to be easy. I'll tell you, though. Who doesn't like this? You're doing 16 damage. Okay, well, we're gonna spice it up on these guys. This is a great start. Definitely hit you with one of these, or one of these, and get you close. Good lord, that was an insanely good turn. This is like a disgustingly good turn. Play this. All we need is a prostrate. It's a little spiced. I think you definitely still play it, though. The question for me was more like, were we going to go for Eruption? And now, we're much more likely to draw it. We did get it. So we'll start with this. Great start, I think. We want more attacks if possible. More attacks, please. Absolutely, thank you. Empty body is 10 block, which leaves us in just a totally acceptable situation. It felt like... Ah, no, we screwed it up slightly. It felt good, though. We're fairly likely... It's a risk. Okay? And actually, now that I think about it, if it's a risk, why would we ever enter Crescendo here? We have the opportunity to just not do that, and if we get lucky, good, but don't give him a chance to kill you, for God's sake. And honestly... I don't know if he would have killed us, but it would have been a little spiced. Okay, it doesn't look like he would have killed us. I'll tell you, though, we did this on 3 energy, so if we get to 4 energy, I'm loving life. I don't really like Omniscience here. Omniscience is now Wish, which is very strange. But I think the only thing that really works for us is Signature Move. I mean, honestly, this is a much strictly better version. It's not quite an energy relic, but it's probably, you know, just about as close as you can get to the real thing here. You're doing 11 damage turn 1. I honestly feel like we can afford to dump some miracles. The only reason I don't want to dump the miracles is because I don't want to draw them again later. You definitely play Eruption. It's the same. I mean, it's cheaper. And we can still exit stance, which is what we were looking for. So you erupt. Dramatic. Can't conclude. Now you can conclude. Okay, that was very simple. I do still like Third Eye, but I think 30 cards is pretty okay. We have 704 gold. An upgraded Expunger. Hold on. An upgraded Expunger. Deal 9 damage X plus 1 times. So if you play this for like 3... You'll do 32 damage for 1 energy when you draw it. Very interesting. I don't know if I like it, but very interesting. I think we do want Omamori. Yes, I understand we have Darkstone. I'm not that worried about it. Then we should cut a basic strike. And honestly, just hook me up with some decent potions. I don't really like any of the other relics for this run. I think I just want the decent potions just to smooth out the fights that we might have en route to the boss. Otherwise, everything's going pretty well right now. We love Bowling Bash here. I think we like all this. Just hope for good draws. Those are actually pretty terrible draws, but it's okay. Let's give it a shot. Pretty lucky, honestly. It's not great. I'm gonna pop this. We'll take 10 damage. It's not horrible. It's not where I want to be, you know, long term. It's not horrible. Yeah, we could have definitely killed you with Prey. Now the question is more like, do we even care to play it? And the answer is no. And we'll just hope that we get like a prostrate this turn. We didn't. That's 100% my bad. Only 10 damage coming in. So it's essentially 0 damage. 2 enemies dead. Right, conclude. That makes sense. We killed 2 enemies, we got draw, but, you know, there's also problems associated with that. That was fine, actually. I'm learning something pretty simple. The faster we get to Divinity, the faster the enemies die. So maybe, instead of being an idiot on turn 1, we should accept that, you know what, playing Prey is like, it's pretty okay. Maybe should have played Strike there, but I don't mind having 2 energy in reserve. Definitely draw. Prostrate's doing work for you. Prey gets you close. You're doing 30 damage, so it kind of ties my hands a little bit with what's going on, but that's okay. We only take 9 damage, and we get triple damage this turn. And it's sadly not a turn where we can use a signature move, which is frustrating for me. But still got a pretty solid outcome there. 33 damage. Still pretty bad, honestly, but this going, this going. We're so close to having Worship actually work for us. But Worship is also, it's a retain card. So holding that's not so bad. You are a real pain in the butt, mister. Did you know that? You're a real pain in the butt. I mean, Worship pays for itself. You get draw. You get great damage. He's dead. Definitely could have gone better, though. Definitely could have gone better. Whenever you gain block this turn, apply 2 weak and 2 vulnerable to all enemies. That doesn't fit what we're doing at all, but just strikes me as being so good that I want to do it. So I'm going to get a little spiced here. Not too spiced, just a little spiced. Honestly, out of all of these, take my bowling bash that's not upgraded. And we're going to... Let's not even fight that elite. No other guaranteed shops. No longer becoming frail always is going to interest me, I think. I think if you just want to stack up on survivability related potions, and I would count Flex as a survivability related potion. See, this is like, is comically good. So here's how I think about this. You play Wave of the Hand. You block, 2 weakness, 2 vulnerability. You defend, 2 weakness, 2 vulnerability. I think what we're better off doing is hitting. You're not going to probably damage me. I'll pay extra for conclude. But now you're weak and vulnerable. Hold on, did I read the card wrong? No, 2 weak and 2 vulnerable. Why are you so... I guess we didn't gain that much block. And it does only last for the turn. But still. Just having this much vulnerability is going to do some great work for you. I keep forgetting that we have 3 energy. It's an issue. Okay, I mean, we really like this. I think we will run the risk of taking damage if we don't hit you. So we will hit you. We'll also put a safety into our hand. We only got to survive 2 more turns. Probably will never hit Divinity again. Definitely like Eruption. I was going to say Strike signature move. You're not going to be able to play signature move, which presents an enormous problem. Unless you draw a Miracle. So, this is why you drink the potions. I think we just want to hit the crap out of you. Were it not for those, I think that we would be in trouble there. Although it might not have looked it right out of the gate. And I'm in the same boat here. I'm like, we got to do the same thing. We got to exit stance. But before we exit stance, we might as well hit you hard. 34 damage. It's not really that big of a deal for us to take 7. I can live with that. Had to use all of our potions, which sucks pretty bad. I think I'm content. Happy is maybe not the word I would use. I think I'm content with where we're at. Make devotion slightly better. Who's our boss anyway? Timekeeper. We don't have a very combo-driven deck, so I'm not feeling too bad about that. Just keep it here. It makes it very easy for us to use signature move. So start. Keep in mind you also have Gremlin Horn. Very solid turn 1 where we store 3 energy for later. Okay. This is non-negotiable. Except for the fact that Sash Whip already works, but I think we're gonna... We might not get any more attacks. So it's I think you do play Sash Whip to try to get the kill early on here. It's weird, a little. 2 weakness, 2 vulnerable. 2 weakness, 2 vulnerable. I think we're going to use all of our energy here. Let's make sure we're getting the path that's set before us in a good spot. I love this. We have no damage, so I definitely don't want to hit Mantra on this turn. We will wait for next turn. Oh, sorry, I got a little out of focus there for a minute. Hard for me not to hit you for 85. Mostly because it's the right move. Okay, so ceramic fish not worth that much, but the stone, absolutely. Dude, this, I don't know. If we were able to win this run on 3 energy, that's like almost legendary status in my opinion. I actually like this turn a lot. Mostly because we get close to divinity relatively early. Prayer will get us there. Probably the only time you will ever hear me say that. We need to play a strike. And he's dead. That was so good. Okay. I think we definitely want another worship. And this will be interesting. Just make halt slightly better. I'm a little worried about this guy, but this is a legendary status run if we win on 3 energy. That hasn't happened in a while. Honestly, I think the first turn is fine. I do want to draw cards related to divinity as soon as possible. Certainly we can play that. I think we can stall. I don't think any of these cards give us a long-term benefit. We can make you vulnerable later, and that'll be fine. You're doing 48 damage? We are made vulnerable. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well, we definitely like Sash Whip to weaken you. Pretty much just a heavy block turn. Very happy with it, to be honest, but we do only have 3 cards next turn, but he's not attacking, so that's fine. It's a very good example of when we should not play Prayer. But sadly, we do have to play 3 cards. I think you honestly just sack down a Miracle. It's an advanced level play. I don't know if I'd recommend it. Okay, get that out there. Wave of the hand, still good. We want to draw block. A, because it's block. And B, because it makes vulnerable and weakness last longer. So we didn't get much accomplished on that turn, but we're only taking 15 damage. It's definitely not enough to be like super concerned. So we're at 7 divinity again. You definitely worship signature move for 139 damage. Take 7 damage to give you 3 cards to play with next turn. Yeah, I think it was the right idea. Here's what I think you do. And it's a little spiced. This? No, we can't finish. sorry, I screwed this up. We can't finish in the Wrath state. It's too much. That's a real misstep for me there. But we can't finish in Wrath. We would have been too close to death, in my opinion. So I think this is a smarter play, although it took a dumb play to get us there. Well, personally, I would really rather not die. So I think we really leave it all on the line here. I think we hope to get Divinity next turn and kill him before he can get back around. I'm saving that weakness potion. Whether or not I should have definitely is a legitimate question. We only have 39 damage here. It's extremely bad. We probably have just lost, to be honest. Okay, I think you just stall. We just needed to draw, like, unattack that turn. Not that I'm, bitter or anything. So we have to weaken you. 27. I think we just want to draw Protect. I know we can get to Divinity. But this is Retain, so there's no rush. The way I see it, at least. Only having 2 cards, though, next turn is absolutely horrific. Okay, this is fine. Surprisingly. 1, 2. We enter Divinity next turn. And draw no attacks. So it's another pretty horrible turn of events. And I believe we are just dead with no recourse. So it's a frustrating one. I'm not saying that we're beyond criticism there, but can't help but feel like we didn't draw attacks when we needed to. But on 3 energy, that's still a pretty encouraging result in my opinion, but that is painful. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and I'm going to go cry myself to sleep. See ya.